Hey, this is 30-06 John here, and today's video we're going to go over the basics of reloading 38 special ammunition, a step-by-step process with for new shooters, what equipment to get. A lot of people are having problems finding ammunition for shooting during these times of the shortages. So this is just a short video, and it goes over the basics. Hope you enjoy it, and stay safe. So the first thing everyone needs is some type of reloading press. Since we're just dealing with pistols here, calibers, which is a small case, we're just going to use this Lee press right here. It's just bolted to my workbench in my garage. Just workbench, it's not even my reloading bench. Just to show you how easy, just a couple of bolts on each side of it, couple screws in it, and it's steady enough for what we need to get done here on the for pistol reloading. Next thing you need is some type of powder scale. This is an electronic Lyman powder scale. Just turn it on, you calibrate it, put the powder in, and it'll tell you how much powder there is. This is a Lyman Micro Touch 1500. So far, the press was about $40, $45. The scale is about $80. Also, we need some way to, once we remove the old primers, to put the new primers in. This here is an old Lee Precision Auto Prime, hand Auto Prime. These are about $30, $40. The die set's probably $60. Next thing you need also some type of reloading dies. These are a set of Lee Precision reloading dies for 38 special, which you could also use for 357 Magnum. This is a 4-die set. We'll go through the dies and what they're used for when we start reloading. So the components for reloading, you need empty brass. This is a 38 special. We're using Alliant Unique gunpowder. We're using CCI small pistol primers. And the load data that we're using is going to be from a Hornady manual. We're going to be using Unique. We're going to be using about 5 grains of Unique for a 158 grain bullet. Bullets we're going to be using are 158 grain lead copper plated bullets. First thing we do is take the shell holder that comes with the reloading dies and stick it in here so we can put the brass in. And so you take the empty brass and just slide it in right there. Okay, the first die we use is that we use the resizing die. That's the die that has the small little decapping pin at the bottom. You just screw this in. And what you have to do is that you have to adjust the die so it just comes up to the top of the ram here. So you just do it just to the top of the ram here till it just touches there. Then you tighten up the lock ring. Now what you can do, if your brass is dirty, just grabbing a rag and grab some lighter fluid, sprinkle some on here, swipe the case down real fast. They don't have to be real clean, but you just want to make sure they're not caked with a lot of stuff in there on the outside. So when you resize it, stick it in the shell holder there. Up. Now the old primer is, the case is resized and the old primer is gone. Okay, so when you're done, I'm doing 10 cases. Just pick it up. See the hole right through there. Sometimes the primer pocket gets a lot of dirt or a lot of ash in it. You clean it out, but most of the time it's not much of an issue. Okay, this next die, this is called the resizing die. What you have to do, you have to adjust this so that when you put the case in, it flares it just a little bit. So when you adjust this case, wind it until you just have a little bit of resistance. This is just a cave right here. A little resistance. Give another half a turn or turn. So it comes up. So now when you look at the case, you'll see there's a little flare on it at the very end. That's so you can see the bullet better. Our next step is get the powder, and we just pour some in this little cup here with a little spoon, little spoon. You get a kit from Lee. Here's our scale right down here. Let me move the camera a little bit so you can see it. And what we want to do is get about 4.7 grains of powder. That's 4.5. 4.7 right there. So now we grab a case, put it in here, and then let me grab the funnel. Just put the case up. There. Now we have a case with powder in it. Now what you don't want to do is put 2 charges of powder in this. When you look at the bottom, you can see the powder, but if you put 2 double charge the powder, then that could blow up your gun. Okay, we're done putting the powder in the cases. Sometimes what you want to do is take a look, make sure none of them look like they're double charged. Once again, double charged cases can blow up your gun, so you always want to make sure about that. Okay, now this next die, after you have all the powder in it, we have to seat the bullet. So this next die, you screw it in. It's a bullet seating die, and what you have to adjust it. You adjust this. Here's the main body. So far, then you have to adjust this up or down till you get the right dimension you need. Then you put the bullet in, seat it. And once you have it set, it doesn't change. You don't have to change them. So use a pair of calipers, check your overall length. For 38 special, it should be 1.45 inches, and that's right there. So this cartridge is loaded, the bullet is seated correctly. Once again, you do it like this. So there's powder in the case right here. Slide it into the shell holder. grab a bullet, the larger flat side, not the tip of it, but the bottom of it, just sits on top of the case here, like that. Run the press up all the way, pull it out. Once you got your overall length set correctly, it's good. So now we just finish up the rest of them. Okay, the next die to put in is what's called the crimp die. So I already had it just in, so you screw this in until it just touches the shell holder, and you lock it down there. Then you back this screw out, put your case in, and there's when you run your fingers right here on the bullet, you could just feel a little, from it being flared out, you can feel a little lip right there on the bullet. You have to get rid of that. So you stick a bullet in, run up the die, then you screw the top portion of this die, you just feel it touch the bullet. Then lower give it a half a turn, depending on how much crimp you want, about half a turn, 3/4 of a turn. Then do it again, and you pull the bullet out and you fill it. Now you can tell it's smoother. You crimped it a little bit. Depends how much crimp you need. Heavy recoiling does need a lot of crimp. Like these 38 special rounds don't need much of a crimp. You just want to get rid of that little lip around there. So there. As a final step, we have 10 loaded rounds. Usually I would do a lot more. Also, I have presses that I could do this faster with, but this was an exercise to show how little equipment you need to make your own ammunition. So it looks good. I'll shoot these tomorrow. Now it's important to have good loading data, so you know how much powder to put into your cases. So a good book is this Hornady loading manual. They have a lot of different sections there on how to different types of bullets and how to hand load. If you're not familiar with it, it's a good thing to read and then reference. Also, on the Lee reloading guides themselves, they have instructions on how to load, how to hand load. They don't really have very good load data. They have a little bit in the back, but it's limited. That's why the Hornady book is so much better.